And this is the first dog we're going to show you today. You're looking at Bella Boo. Bella Boo is a 1.5-year-old female mixed breed, given up by her owner because the family had allergies. Allergies is one of the top 2 reasons that animals are given up, and oftentimes you can hear that they sweet little kids. High energy, loves to play. She's another dog, and she thinks she's going to go. It's a family dog. He's playful dog. No. And all she wants to do is play with her. You're looking at Bella, and if we can get her to turn around, you can see her face. She is just beautiful. The dog you're looking at now is Cherie. They have her done as a hound mix, but that's as big as she's going to get because she's 1 year old. She was rescued from a kill shelter where she was scheduled to be put to death. All she wanted to do was sit in the lap of the person driving the car. She is good with dogs. She is good with kids. She's a lap dog to the greatest extent, and you can see she's also very responsive to food. She is beautiful and sweet and friendly. Just a sweet, smaller, kind little dog looking for a home of her own, and her name is Cherie. Now, if you want to talk about high energy, look at Patron. Patron is a 1-year-old male Weimaraner. Owner gave him up because they had no time for him, and the dog has lived all of his life in a garage. It's extremely high energy, especially now was confined in a kennel 24/7 and never gets to run except when they take him out into the play. He'd be great in a fenced yard. He has a play buddy here. He gets along with other dogs. Probably no small children, older children, simply because he is so large and so high energy. And the one thing this dog needs more than anything else is an obedience class, because he really is big and strong. But he's absolutely gorgeous, and his temperament is sweet and loving. And his name is Patron, and he wants to get out of here because it's hard for a dog with this activity level to spend his life in a cage. You're looking at Patron. The dog you're looking at now is Armstrong. Armstrong is a 6-year-old male beagle who was also taken from a kill shelter where he was scheduled to be put to death. This dog had a double whammy. He was 6 years old, so he's no longer a puppy, and he was heartworm positive and needed to be treated for heartworms, so none of the other rescues would consider him. Save oftentimes takes in those that nobody else seems to want, and this was one of them. He's a little older, so he's not a wild child like many beagles have a tendency to be. He is very sweet. He is very loving. He's happy to be out and in the sun, and so are we today, by the way. And, I mean, he's just a delight. Let's see if we can get his face. Come on. Nah, he's just too interested. These guys are really interested in playing with the other dogs. In any case, this is Armstrong. He's 6. He's lovely. He loves other dogs. He loves people, and he needs a good home of his own. He's a good boy. Yes. You read the stories all the time about hoarders who think they're well-meaning but don't really know what they're doing to animals. Bernadette is a 3-year-old chow mix. She was taken from a hoarder situation, one of 14 dogs that were kept in an unheated, unair-conditioned barn with very little hygiene and very little care. We believe she's good with other dogs. She's incredibly good with people. She has remained, through neglect and lack of care, it hasn't touched her personality. She is sweet, she is wonderful, she is loving, she's laid back, and she would make anybody an excellent addition to the family. Her name is Bernadette. And this is Axel. Same story, taken out of a kill shelter on a Sunday when his last day was to be Monday. He had been part of a pair of Cocker Spaniels. They separated them so that they could be adopted easier. Those dogs had been together for 4 years. Save a Pet felt that they couldn't let him lose his brother and his life. So here he is. He seems to smile when he sees you. He's easy to walk, fun to be with. He has friends here, and they play. He loves other dogs. That little stub of a tail just keeps wagging and wagging. He is just darling, sweet, wonderful. He could use a little trim so you could see his face. He's absolutely adorable, and his name is Axel. There are some dogs that we see who, no matter how tough life is, and life in a shelter is not an easy thing to live with, always look like the world is a wonderful place. That's Lana. She's 1 to 2 years old. She's a spaniel mix. She is as happy a dog. I've never seen a tail wag so hard. It's surprising she's not bruising her butt. She just wants attention. She loves everybody. She is full of bounce and vigor and a joy that she'd love to share with you. This is the kind of dog, she's an optimist, and she knows that life will get better, and she knows that someone will come and look at that beautiful face and that happy smile, and that she'll have a home of her own. Her name is Lana, and she's a delight. This beautiful little girl you're looking at now is Tegan. She is a 10-month-old purebred American Staffordshire Terrier, or in the vernacular, the notorious bull. A sweet, wonderful dog, friendly, loving, outgoing, very much a puppy, very bouncy. The only aggression you'll find in this dog is when she jumps aggressively in your lap to aggressively kiss your face. She is incredibly loving. Again, she'll get a little bit bigger, but not a whole lot. Still a puppy. She wants to please you, but again, she's very, very high energy. She needs some obedience training, but more than anything else, what she needs is someone to see beyond the breeding and see the real shot. People in love with Uno Beagle show. Number 1, take a look at Milkshake. Milk is a female beagle, good with dogs, good with kids, wants to be part of the family, wants to be loved. He's a scent hound. If you notice, the nose is always to the ground. You don't ever let a beagle loose because they will follow their nose and never see a car, never see anything. So they really need to be leash walked. But they are bouncy, friendly, loving, outgoing, love to run and play. She's choking herself because she wants to be closer to us. She is sweet and loving. She's teeny tiny. She's one of the smaller beagles. And she's tiny and she's loving, and the tail just keeps wagging, and Milkshake needs a home of her own. Come take a look at her. And these are our special needs girls, and they are special needs girls because there are 2 of them, and they have to go to the same home. You're looking at Sassy and Taffy, and I don't know which one is which. Okay, because they look very similar. I'm sure the experts here could tell us, but I can't. This was an incident where volunteers over at a kill shelter called Save a Pet and said, please, please, these dogs are so sweet and so dear, we would have to separate them to adopt them out. These dogs have been together for 7 years, and they are very, very interdependent, and very frankly should not be separated. They're happy being together. So the volunteer called and said, hey, we've got these 2 wonderful, sweet dogs. We're going to have to try and separate them, and if we can't get them adopted, we're going to put them to death. Save a Pet felt that they could bring them in and adopt them out as a pair, so they brought them in. They're good with people. We're not sure about how they are with other dogs because they depend on each other so much that they're together with each other. They're still a little shy. Then all of a sudden, they'll come up to you and they'll feel secure. They're fun to watch. They walk the same, move the same. Sometimes it's like looking at a mirror pair. They had the worst in the shelter. A pair, older, and one of them heartworm positive. They're looking for a temporary foster home, or a forever home, to help Tassie with her heartworm treatment, but they even that have to go together to whoever takes Tassie in, and then hopefully when Tassie's all well, they can go to a permanent home. They are lovely and sweet, and they deserve a chance for a home of their own. Sassy and Tassie. This is just a small portion of the dogs and cats waiting at Save a Pet for homes. They are wonderful and loving, and they really deserve someone to come out and adopt them. Again, All About Animals would like to thank Cairo Animal Hospital in Highland Park for sponsoring the show and helping us find a home for these wonderful dogs and cats.